Imagine you're a kid, right? And you walk into a pet store looking for a new member to add to the family, and one to cuddle up and play with. Being young, of course, you want an energetic pet, particularly a dog that matches the joy and, childlike innocence you have. You see a whole bunch of critters and birds, but none of them stick out to you. You aimlessly wander around the rest of the unit until you see this three-legged dog, a rescue dog. It only has three legs. A weird yet charming quirk that makes you beg your parents for it. And after enough crying and hair pulling, you get it. Over the years, you share memories, do tricks, and learn to run like the wind, despite its glaring handicap. But after doing the same tricks over and over, and decades go by, charming quirk of the dog becomes a nuisance as you get older. No fault on the dog, of course, but it does become a drag. The happy-go-lucky dog gets sick and constantly degrades, the weeing on the furniture and tripping over its own hind legs. An echo of the once bright and cheerful dog. As you come to the conclusion that the dog is going to further decline in health, and you have to come to the notion that may need to be euthanized, a painful decision, but something you have to come to terms to. You lay the decision onto your parents, but they deny it, saying, "What about the other kids? Won't they get heartbroken?" It's best that you let it live its final days in peace. But, being confused and frustrated, that is a stupid response. But after further bickering, it's decided the dog lives on for longer. Sad years of a pet, blindly walking into walls and yelping in pain, no one hears its calls. It lives its life as a husk of the beautiful animal it once was. You can't do anything about it. You watch, you picture how much better it would have been if it had been put to rest all these years ago, suffering for the entertainment of others. It's not all terrible. It can still do its tricks, but it just doesn't hit the same when you're a kid. It's just not the same. And that's how Borderlands is to be. An imperfect yet endearing video game series milked drier than your dad's bell end.
He needs some milk!
Sequels, spin-offs, DLC expansions, and disastrous movie tie-ins. The franchise is dead. Like, it's fully dead, but it's dead and walking. Under the guise of pleasing its shareholders, there's no new story or narrative to tell. It's just the same copy and paste Ubisoft product with a Borderlands spray paint. Spray paint that can't load 60 FPS. My first introduction to Borderlands was when I was trying to steal games from my brother's room. As the typical annoying little brother. I would always do it all the time. I would steal particularly his PSP games and his DS games. I can't remember. There was like a Star Wars: The Force Unleashed game that I'd always steal off him. Cause I just love Star Wars, right? There was the Royal Humans on the PS2. A lot of WWE games and Dragon Ball games I saw as well, like Shin Budokai. Anyway, it doesn't matter. When I went into his room, I can't remember which year. I was 6 years old, or 7. Oh. Alright, anyway, when I went to his room, there was a game on his desk, but I couldn't see. I was, short at the time, so I had to climb up onto his, desk by, jumping onto his chair. And when I jumped onto his chair and looked over, there was this video game called Borderlands. I had this shirtless guy with a mask on, and he's, pointing finger guns at his head. And where the, not explosion, but where, all the blood would be after you, shoot yourself, it was the actual, graphic design of the game. It was, the actual little, box art, I guess. You know how, when you look at box art at the back of the game, or have, all the screenshots and everything. That's where it would be. I thought that was so cool. And, when booting it up, my dad's laptop, right, because I don't have a fucking PC at 6 years old, of course. You really shouldn't. But when I played it on my dad's work laptop, and it would steam up so much, and like the fans would be louder than the actual game. Dude, that atmosphere, I just can't match it. The music was just so different. It was like this like chaotic yet like soothing tone. It's just it was just crazy. I love that game, and I can't really play it now because I'm just like fully in that nostalgia mode. But it goes to show, like, this game was so deep to me, like 14 years ago, ages. And yeah, it's made like such a, I won't say big impact, but that atmosphere is just unmatched. And what's most impressive to me from a game that came out in 2009 was that the game wasn't all that good. Like, the story wasn't good at all. The characters weren't good. The writing wasn't good. The mission design wasn't really it. The level design was cool though. The levels did look cool, and there was just nothing like it. The humor and just like this like harsh wasteland. It kind of feels like all the characters kind of adapted to this chaotic way of living by their own like kind of like slapstick like twisted humor, right? Kind of distracts themselves from the whole like horrific wasteland. And there is a lot of like, I won't say depth, but there is like a lot more like danger to it, a lot more like harshness if you look deeper into it and look at all the audio recordings. I'm not that type of player. I just go game mode. I just play the fucking game. Maybe I'll have some music on. Well, this like I didn't. Right? I thought the music was like 40% of the gameplay. It's atmosphere. And I don't think the gameplay holds up. I don't think really anything holds up except like it's the first revolutionary oh my days, looter shooter. No game like it that started a whole genre, right? It wouldn't be Destiny without Borderlands, and it's so magical to me. Because the game only had a few characters. It had the local doctor of Firestone. It had like a robot named Claptrap. And it didn't have a main villain. It didn't really have anything. So to still be like this fresh all these years later goes to show how butter has aged incredibly poorly. And I think that's the best way to age. To age poorly. My reason being is that your sequel should improve in every way. Although it isn't possible all the time, it can't really capture the same magic. Ideally it should. You're building on the same engine, the same, like, technically it's all the same, but it's just more of it. And if better, maybe upgrades in terms of graphics, gameplay, movement, mechanics, because now it's already has that budget now. It's already proven itself to be like a likable product, a good product. Now it just needs like time and quality to improve on that. That's how a sequel should be. And I'm grateful that Borderlands aged poorly because so many franchises just on the first whiff, the first go, it immediately falls on quality. And I don't know how. Said, Borderlands 2, I think, is the best sequel in video games. Every single aspect is an improvement. The gameplay, the new weapons, the new weapon manufacturers, the villain, the writing, just the level design, and the DLC and the expansions, the new Vault Hunters, the new skill trees, and just their engine upgrades. It is just so much better. I think Borderlands 2 is probably top 20 best games of all time. I don't think I've had like more bang for my buck. I don't think there is a more replayable game than Borderlands 2. More characters, more skills, bursting of personality, color. It's just great. It is great. So then the next edition following afterwards from, I think, Borderlands 2 came out in 2012. Immediately after, in 2014, Borderlands pre-sequel came out. And if you're confused on what that game is, trust me, I am too. Because that just at the worst timing of release I've ever seen. It came out in 2014. No new gen upgrade. No anything. It's literally a clone of Borderlands 2 but set on the moon with different characters and a shorter story. But it's still labeled as full price. And it sold so poorly that its full DLC just got scrapped. And it's so sad to see because this is Gearbox Australia. It's an Australian game, and I think there's a lot of quality to it. And I do think, as the best playable characters ever, I think all the skill trees are so like fit in together. They all work, and they're all. Take for example Athena. I think I can explain this better with an actual example. She has a shield, right? Absorb energy and disperse it, like in your normal, tank class, right? But you can go like a melee route, or if you absorb elemental damage, you can do a full like elemental damage build and shock and electrocute everyone. Or you can just do like a weapon build. There's like a cowboy. There's I think this is the coolest idea. You get to play as the doppelganger of the main villain. So it's literally just the main villain, but you like summon clones, and his gameplay is really fun as well. It is just so creative and so fun. I think if they just got, more time on the oven, more budget, and just proper work on it, it would have been an amazing game. But alas, years later, 2019, it's been years since we got a new Borderlands game. Fans are kind of begging for something new, right? We basically skipped out on the full PS4 generation. We're leading up to the PS5 generation, still no Borderlands game, even though this is the most profitable the franchise has been. We start getting teasers, we get announcements, and there's just so much hype. And the Borderlands 3 roster, the Vault Hunters, they look cool. You got the assassin, you got your normal like soldier class, right? Soldier, assassin. You got Pro ZD as a character. You know that guy? Yeah, he's a full character. He's like a mech, not mech, like a robot, like Houndmaster in the game. And you got like some Indian chick that I don't give a shit about. But like, fuck you, bitch. No one likes you, man. No one fucking likes you. Get fucked. Anyway, aside from the hype, from all the trailers, like all the returning characters are coming back, plus like new villains and like all these new planets. The first game to ever step off of Pandora, this like huge planet we've known for so long now, step into different like ecosystems essentially. It's just underwhelming. The game came out and it was underwhelming, and people were complaining about the gameplay and the movement. It's like, oh, there should have been more, but I thought, like, look, it's a lot. Like, graphics look amazing, although the performance is still poor to this day. The graphics are amazing, the lighting and the shadows are great, and gunplay is just so nice. And look, I don't like the story, but the level design is just so great. I love the level design, Borderlands 2 and 3. Ooh, it's just bursting with color. But the abysmal writing, the pathetic and weak characters, unsatisfying narrative, and everything else that fumbled, for all the improvements in quality of life they added to the game, they managed to make a further 2 steps back in its own writing and storytelling. The DLC is great. If you get the game on sale, I would still recommend it, just for the smooth and silky gameplay alone. This is where the morale Borderlands gets worse. The D&D spin-off that came out in 2022, I want to say 2021, I completely fucking forgot about until writing this video. No one fucking cares about it. It is so ass. Complete ass penetration. This game is so mediocre. Add Will Arnett as the villain. And he's a cool villain. I like the guy. I like the actor. But he's not enough. The gameplay was ass, the story was ass, the characters were ass, the mission design was ass, the loot drops were ass. Like, how do you get your loot drops wrong in a looter shooter? Like, oh my days. And also, there were 2 Telltale games that were announced that I forgot to mention. One that came out, the first one, I heard it was really good. Like, actually, like a really good Telltale game. Probably, like, the second best, like, behind... Oh, maybe third, I don't know. I don't play Wolf Among Us, but... Yeah, I heard it's up there. I heard it's really good. So they released a sequel, only a few years back. Oh! So bad! So bad! So bad! I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to show you screenshots and yeah. It was so bad! How? I just want to die. And don't get me started on the movie that came out. It's just looking at the casting, you see that short ass Kevin Hart plays like the main character. I am just. Did you know that Jack Black plays Claptrap? Do you guys still love Jack Black? No! Stop! No, not like him. Stop putting him in all the movies. We do not like Jack Black. Please, okay? Alright, after all this, loss after loss with the sequel and with Borderlands 3 and the D&D game and the tie-in movie and the shit Telltale games and Kevin Hart and Jack Black ruining this franchise. I can't. Like, I can't. Breathe. I know you can breathe. I know. We can all breathe. Okay? Just breathe in with me, okay? The franchise is dead. And Borderlands 4 solidified that fact for me. It's only a Borderlands game in guns and name. And it's weird saying that, but I do think Borderlands 4 is a good game. For the most part. Very much a 6 out of 10 game. It's a fun 6 out of 10 game. It's debatably better than 3, but I would say 3's better because 3's like a tight package. Borderlands 4, when you play it, it feels like you're playing 3 separate campaigns that all don't matter, or all the characters don't matter, with an intro and an end. I had fun playing the game, and I will probably replay it in the future, but it fails in every regard to be memorable or even a Borderlands game. Because I struggle. What traits of Borderlands do you see in it? Right. Like, it's like an entirely new planet. We're not on Pandora anymore, which, you know, for 3, majority of the game we weren't on Pandora. But this new planet fucking sucks. I hate this planet. It is so boring. It is so void of heart, of treasure, of character. There is nothing. My frustration. To better understand it, it's the epitome of triple A slop. And I hate saying the word slop, but it is slop. Okay? Have you ever watched... I'm not doing a pyrocynical reference here. Creed games or like the Far Cry games. It's exactly like that. The first like introduction of that, okay, new open world, okay, all these new mechanics, that's fine. And they just do it again and again. Same open world, but just cheaper. It has so much bloat, so much like stop pudding, padding. So much padding. That the game itself is like listing off checklist after checklist just so it is seen as worth your money in a way. Like, if we artificially extend the game's length as much as possible, that like, actually it is worth your money because you spent 10 hours on this game, $10 an hour, so that's $100, please. No, that is not how it works. Okay, no. Talk about the story, we should at least talk about the introduction to the game, because I think the intro is pretty good. It is the best part of the game. It peaks at the first 10 minutes. Okay, so in the opening cutscene, your 4 playable characters get captured, right? And it's captured by an antagonist named the Timekeeper, and the Timekeeper is the ruler of the planet Kairos. And Basically, every single human being living on this planet has been injected, sorry, with this microchip that lets him like control you anytime. He basically has like mind telekinesis, right? Immortal as well, just unstoppable. So you can literally just like corrupt you and like use you as a puppet at any time. So when you're captured in this prison, you get rescued by a rebel named RJ. You and RJ escape the facility. You clear the mobs. You clear the mini boss. All that isn't too special and not like too noteworthy. It's a cool like excerpt, but nothing too crazy. Next, your character gets possessed by the Timekeeper, and in doing so, you're forced to watch as a spectator as Timekeeper controls you through your own body and chokes out your only way of escape. And so, RJ, he has a drone called the Echo 4, and with the Echo 4, he lays its like ownership to you. So then, that drone sends out a little EMP and it stops the signal. However, because every single person has a microchip, RJ then gets possessed by the Timekeeper as well, right? And through RJ, Timekeeper is mocking you, and then he stabs himself in the heart and falls off the cliff. And so then you run away and you make your escape. Basically be hunted down by this like threat that you can't fight. How do you like stop that? And do you know how else he screws with you, screws with your mind, and what he does next? Nothing! He does nothing! That is the last time you see the Timekeeper until the final boss fight. He does nothing in this game. I'm sorry. This game starts off so strong. And he does nothing. For whatever reason, he never shows up. He doesn't control another NPC. He doesn't control any comrades ever again. For the rest of the game, he is no... Even though he's technically this old, powerful being that no one can defeat, he doesn't show up. It's so pointless. It's just so pointless. So yeah, before I dive deep into the story, I'll start by going over the pros and cons of the game, because I think I don't want to talk about the story. I know that's what I should do in this video. They'll make informative and why I hate it, but I just don't have the energy to. It is just so bland, mundane, and insulting of how fucking pathetic and stupid it is. So, pros and cons. The gameplay. This is probably the hardest for me to articulate as well, because for every 5 steps it goes forward, it also does another 5 steps back. So it kind of feels like a side grade to Borderlands 3. And I'll explain that. So there's about like half a dozen new additions in this game. The first being Ordnance, which is like a slot for your grenades, your rocket launchers, your throwing knives, like plasma cannons, all that type of shit. It's really cool. My favorite addition in the game. It's basically opens a new door for doing like machine gun builds and turret builds and rocket launcher builds. It's very intuitive. I really like it. And instead of having rocket launchers as its own ammo type, it's just a slot now with like a 30-20 second cooldown depending on the rarity, right? Really cool mechanic, really fun. Shredding bosses, probably my favorite part of the game. And killing enemies with it has never been more satisfying. They really found the middle ground of like how
He and his fellow exiles were attempting to take back their clave home from the Order. If you feel like dying alongside them, you'll find him in the Cuspids.
how powerful it should be and how much you can use it. Because rocket launchers in Borderlands 2 were pretty overpowered. You just get as much ammo as you can, spam it, then swap to your other guns. And every time you went into your second wind, you would instantly swap to your rocket launcher, use it, and swap back to your normal guns. Right? It was pretty much like a get out of jail free card. And which I didn't really like, and rocket launchers in that game felt kind of ass. In this game they feel great. And that being said, the reason why they feel great, the sound design is so fucking good. It is so good. Just these like clean, like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what the sound is. It's like the sound design's amazing. All the reload sounds, the clicking and the clacking and the clicking and the clacking. Am I really gonna say that? Fuck. It's just all in all great. The movement is great, but could be better. You know, you're now equipped with a double jump and a dash, unlike the previous games. Unlike Borderlands 3, which came out in 2019. No dash or double jump in 2019 is kind of crazy, so it kind of feels mandatory here. So you have a dash and a double jump. They can move in all grounded directions, kind of like Tracer's Blink, essentially. This is all well and good, but the most underutilized mechanic could have tied all these together to a fluid and faster paced game. Because, I haven't mentioned yet, there is a grapple hook in this game. I am a strong believer that all games only benefit from grapple hooks. It's a skill-based movement ability, adding so many layers of traversal, combat, and puzzles. Because the grapple hook itself is a puzzle in every fight you win. Like, how high you should use it, how far can you move with it, and can you shoot whilst traversing at the same time with it. It's very much a puzzle, and I love it so much. It's an addicting movement. In this game, it's only used for climbing like scripted ledges, or it's only like in scripted like mission areas. It's not part of your kit, it's a part of the map, if that makes sense. And it's just so underused. It's just only used with some fuck-ass like puzzles and levels. Like,
go over here and pull the lever with your grapple hook. Go over here, pull the switch with your grapple hook and do this Bioshock puzzle.
come on! It adds no depth to the combat. And I actually forgot to say, you can use your grapple hook to grab canisters and like grenades on the map. There'll be like blue canisters and like red canisters, and you can grab them with your hand and you grapple hook and you throw them. But after level 2, it is the most useless mechanic in the game. It does no damage, and everyone will just shoot you whilst you have a grenade in your hand, so it just explodes and you die. You can't even grab explosive barrels either, even though that's like the most common thing. It makes no sense. It's utterly pointless. Utterly pointless. And the most important mechanic right here, the guns. And I am here to say, the guns are hit and miss.
What?
But they mostly miss.
What the fuck?
It's weird because this game hits the sweet spot for legendary rates and how often they drop, and they hit the gun balance perfectly. You'll get a good amount in like epics in your kit. I mean, if you really want legendaries, you could farm a boss like 2 or 3 times and you'll get a legendary. It is very, very like calculated in that area. My problem is the actual guns themselves. How the guns work is that there's multiple manufacturers, and those manufacturers determine how your gun works. So if you get a Jacobs is like a single action, single fire gun. So think revolver, think pump action, think like sniper rifle. That's what they're good at. And think very much like crit damage. And then Flat Off, it's like a Russian manufacturer, and they're all about fire rate. So all about machine guns, SMGs, all that fun stuff. And you kind of get my point. So they add and remove a bunch of manufacturers in this game, and that being, they took away all the like, good feeling but simple guns, right, like your burst, assault rifles and whatnot, and just replaced them with charge-up guns. There's 3 different forms of charge-up guns now in this game. So you have to hold the trigger and then let go, and then it shoots like a spray of 5 bullets. It feels so awkward, so unintuitive, and it does nothing. Like,
Do you want to charge up every fuck-ass gun that shoots more blanks than your Samoan nephew?
no! Please! So, the old games had a good mix of trigger and rapid-fire guns. Yet, in this game,
2/3 of the guns you get are shitty, moldy, lunchly charge-up guns that insist on feeling awkward and fun. Most guns in this game feel dog shit except for Jacob and Fladov, like I've mentioned. And it's only like 1/10 of the loot pool, so if you really want to farm over and over for hours at a time, just for normal feeling guns, you're shit out of luck, right? Some have cool gimmicks. Your sniper rifle can have an underbarrel shotgun, or your assault rifle can have sip rockets under its underbarrel. But it's just a side mechanic. You kind of forget about it when it's on cooldown, because it's not like a side, like, it doesn't work on ammo, it works on cooldown, so after you use it, it goes on cooldown for the next like 2 minutes. So, kind of disappointing in that regard. So this is what I think is the most important thing in the game. And this being the Vault Hunters, the 4 playable characters, right? In Diablo, you don't want your character to look lame. You don't want your Paladin or your Shaman or Hunter to look weak or look boring or look lame, because these characters, you're going to stick with them for the rest of the game. And for a game basically being an RPG, right, with a whole bunch of like skill trees and action skills, I gotta say I'm disappointed. This to me is the most lacking feature of the game. Like, look at this! Do you want to play as these bumps? Look at him! Oh, that's so lame! Like, I want you to look. We went from this and this. Do this! Do this! And the sad thing is, I don't think they're that bad. Design-wise, I think they're pretty bad, but personality-wise, I think they're fine, right? The main character I kind of stuck with was Rafa, and he's pretty decent, and he's actually funny. And that's weird for me to say, because I've never found the Borderlands games funny, even though that's like 2/3 of the marketing. It's quirky, like comical humor. I never found the game funny. This character is actually funny at times. I like him.
Water, fast travel, vending machines, all on the blink.
Not the vending machines! How will Rafa buy stuff? Andale, tell me how I can help.
But I will say the rest of the characters are just uninspired. Rafa is the only character I can say full-heartedly that is likable. Everyone else is not likable or interesting or cool to look at or have a unique design or a cool gimmick. They're all fucking lame. They all have this like chibi figure design. Like the head takes up like 2/3 of the body, especially the next character I'll talk to later. Like it's like the Grinch. Like the head grew 3 times the size overnight. Rafa's playstyle essentially revolves around crit damage and splash damage. And his action skills revolve around turrets, a little pistol you can equip, like a literal pistol, and you go into third person and you equip these like melee blades, kind of like a Titan in Destiny 2, right? You know, you activate your action skill and you go in like your punching mode. That's what he does. I mean, it's fun and best, but not the most original. Like, okay, turrets and splash damage and crit damage. It's like the 6th character that does the exact same thing in this franchise. Amon. Oh, they just really looked at Thor from the beloved movie Love and Thunder with his most annoying and childish personality and said, "Yep, audience will love this." Like, I gotta stop saying like, I gotta fucking stop. But his skills are great, offering a multitude of berserker or paladin playstyles. My favorite being a knockoff Doomfist build. Although excruciatingly clunky, it is cool to use, but his design is just too one note. Just like a cyberpunk futuristic Viking. It's just meh. Like, on paper it's really cool, but execution wise, it's exactly how you expect him to be. With the thought of that in your head, it's exactly like that. He literally just sounds and walks and talks and plays like a knockoff Marvel character. Because cyberpunk Viking on paper is really cool. Like, I know I just said that, but it is. And it just fumbled so poorly. It's so disappointing. Vex. Her design, it's decent. Her color palette being strong hints of black and purple, with an over-the-top long coat giving hints of a futuristic witch in a way. I would play her, but her skills don't appeal to me at all. It's very much companion based. You summon a tiger, summon clones, or shoot balls. Like you literally like go into like your power. And you're like, you have this little ball in your hand and you just shoot it. That's all you do. That's it. Very lackluster as action skills go, and her personality, from what I've seen, you know, because I have played this game co-op, it's so ass. Like it's just like literally a normal person is a Vault Hunter. Very pathetic. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? You are so ugly. Who are you, mate? Who are you? I mean this full-heartedly. I don't like. I mean this full-heartedly when I say this. I have never seen a more uninspired and bland design. A short woman with orange pants and glasses. I failed to get what's interesting about this character, so I asked you, the viewer, name something interesting or unique about her character. It's so stupid. It's so stupid to me. The character design and art style is the main selling point of the game. Yet they have the most boring, static NPC characters one can dream of in a video game. How can you be this bland? Like, they're not horrible. Like, it feels like they are, but they're not. But it's far from good. The skills are shooting like gravity cannons and imbuing your guns with energy. Might be fun. I think like action skills in the skill trees might be the most fun, but her character is just so unappealing to me from a design standpoint that I just don't care to play her. Rapid fire. The boss fights are the best in the franchise. Rep kits are a good healing alternative. The skill trees are more in depth and impactful. The enemy design is cool. The enemy design is lame. The characters are annoying as shit. Melee is clunky. The replay value is missing. No endgame. UI is ass. Penetration. Performance is booty cheeks. Radio towers. Open world. Music is ass. The quest and level design is ass. So much padding. No mini map. The plot twist is stupid. Scaling is broken. Ending was ass. The stupid split up campaign. The alternative is so ass. If you look at the enemy I kill, right, I get punished. You know why? Do you want to know why? Because he spawned some fuck-ass bathwater on the floor and I die. Or even better, sucked into fucking orbit because the game was a $100 video game. That's why. Give me money. Pre-order DLC. Give me money. I don't want to talk about the campaign. I don't. Because what there is to say, it's nothing of value. Nothing happens. You kill the side bosses, the 3 side bosses of each mini campaign, essentially. Think Far Cry. That's how the game kind of works. Then you kill the timekeeper, twist happens, and cliffhanger. That's it. More money, please. It's just sequel bait. The ending is just sequel bait. It just intentionally ends on such a such a weak note. Basically saying, oh, there's a war coming. And all the advertising of this game was, there is a war, but that wasn't the true war. The true war happens in the next game. Even though we had that exact same marketing tactic in Borderlands 3. More money, please! No! Fuck off! Well, off with that weak excuse of a campaign. Why do you exist? None of you do anything. Why do you exist? This game is so ass. If I paid full price for this game, you would not see me anymore. Like, I would be gone. You might be thinking, oh, did this guy just transport to a different planet? Is it in a different country, in a different bunker? No. I am gone. Like, I am gone from the face of this earth. You will never find me. Fuck this game. It's not worth your money. And if you like Borderlands, it'll appeal to you, but you'll just play the game and know you could be playing something better, or you should get better. Because it has all the fundamentals of a great game, and yet it insults you. It intentionally leaves on a weak ending, so please buy our DLC, buy our expansion pass. This game was meant to be an $80 game American. $80 American. That being over like $130 Australian for the most unbaked, sad game. Keep in mind, you can't be a $130 game and then beg for an expansion pass that also costs $100, and then have additional DLC Vault Hunters that cost like $30 a piece. This game is a scam. It's not worth your money. And if I were to get it years from now when it's on sale. I got this game for like $30, $40 for Christmas. You know, I'm happy for that. And if I had to pay it with my own money, I wouldn't regret it. But if it was full price, I wouldn't forgive myself. Just get it on sale. DLC and everything, just get it on sale years from now. I'm done. This is it.